Things return to normal for Hawaii Island today, one day after Tropical Storm Flossie blows over. Hawaii County operations were halted on Monday in anticipation of a tropical storm that never really materialized.
County offices, except for essential workers, are closed. Our county transportation system remains suspended.
Flossie was downgraded to a tropical depression early Monday evening as the storm weakened over Maui. Flossie threw forecasters a few curves as she tracked over the islands. In the end, things were not nearly as bad as they could have been. Some rain, some wind, and a few fallen trees in Puna. Power outages left thousands in the dark as Helco scrambled to restore services. But overall, the impact of Tropical Storm Flossie was relatively moderate. It was the anticipation of Flossie that created anguish on Sunday. The National Weather Service at one point had Flossie's so-called cone of uncertainty tracking directly over Hawaii Island, head-to-head with Mauna Kea.
I know, it's easy to get complacent when it's such a beautiful day, but...
Edna Anderson was not worried on Sunday. It was as beautiful a day as any you'll see here along Puhi Bay.
We've got Mauna Kea. That storm's going to get a whiff of cold air and it's going to pull away.
I mean, look at it right now. It's crystal clear.
It's yesterday too. Beautiful. I know it's calm before the storm type thing, but if they like Teko, you know, it's not worth. I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
With news of Flossie's arrival in just a few hours, these campers had a decision to make.
They're cleaning up. They're going home because we only got one more week of camping left. They've got plans for next weekend anyway. So with 1 week away, they feel might as well break down.
Beautiful day here today.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah.
You bought your shorts?
I do.
Yeah, go swim. We go swim.
Jumping.
Brand new bathing suit.
Yeah, perfect.
And celebrate our storm.
Yeah.
We had 3 tents up there. There was three tents there. Diehards like me and Gwen not going any place.
But not everyone felt the way Edna did in Keaukaha.
Well, we decided to knock it down earlier rather than coming back tomorrow when the storm is. And then we get stuck, but we get family at home, our own family, our own houses to take care of. So it was best decision to just come down here early and knock down our family tent. So that way, in case the thing comes, we don't have to come in the middle of the night or the middle of the storm to take anything.
Many heeded the tropical storm warning that had been posted, like here at Wailoa Small Boat Harbor.
Yeah, my name is Jack Furtado. We're getting ready for the storm. You never know what's going to really happen here, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. Pull my boat out and it's all good. I don't have full coverage insurance. I got my fault. Yeah, we live out here by Honolulu. We're waiting for see what's going to happen with the waves and the weather. You never can tell. In Hilo, when it rains, it could rain for 40 days and 40 nights. So you never know what the weather's going to look like when it comes. Any storm, there's nothing nice to say about it. It's all ugly. And I hope this one doesn't get ugly.
Meteorologists were expecting Flossie to weaken before hitting the islands. The storm was moving into colder water, drier air, and wind shear, all factors that would limit its strength. However, Flossie did not appear to weaken as much as anticipated by 2 p.m. Sunday.
Based on the latest information we have from the National Weather Service, the storm is continuing to move in a westward direction towards the northern half of the island. It has maybe demonstrate a little bit of a southerly turn to it, so we're tracking it very closely and concerned about that. But at the present track, it's looking like it's crossing just over the Hamakua and North Kohala area. Right now, they're still looking at winds at 60 miles per hour with stronger gusts. The concern is also the heavy rains and the storm surge with the surf. And unfortunately, the storm is entering warmer waters. What was happening over the last 24 hours, it was going over some cooler waters and weakening, and it has now entered warmer waters, and they're tracking it and monitoring very close because it could pick up some strength, and that's what they're seeing right now is it's kind of holding its pattern and holding its intensity.
And so the precautionary measures were taken. Here is the Civil Defense message that was issued Sunday evening.
This is a Civil Defense message. This is a tropical storm warning and flood watch information update for Monday, July 29th at 9:30 a.m. Emergency evacuation shelters have been opened at the following locations: Pahala Community Center, Mountain View School, Pohoa Community Center, Auntie Sally's Luau Hale in Hilo, Laupo Hoihoi School, Honaka'a Sports Complex, Waimea Community Center, Hisaoka Gym in Kohala, and the West Hawaii Civic Center. Anyone seeking shelter assistance is reminded to bring your shelter kit to include food, water, and medications. As a reminder and to provide for everyone's safety, the following facilities have been closed: all county parks and beach parks, all state beach parks, all county solid waste transfer stations, and both the Hilo and Pu'u'anohulu landfills. In addition, the mass transit bus service has been suspended due to possible hazardous driving conditions.
Coast Guard captain of the port closed the ports of Hilo and Kauai High to all traffic at midnight Sunday. State courthouses on the Big Island were closed for Monday. Governor Neil Abercrombie signed an emergency proclamation, as did Mayor Billy Kanoy for the county.
Yes, we did. 1 p.m. yesterday, I signed an emergency proclamation. The governor yesterday also signed a state emergency proclamation. So that remains in effect at this point in time.
Residents and businesses across the island were braced for a wet and windy morning. But instead, Flossie made a dramatic turn.
Well, the latest is that Tropical Storm Flossie has moved north of Hawaii Island.
According to the National Weather Service 5 a.m. discussion, quote, the center of Flossie was hidden by high clouds most of the night before visual satellite imagery revealed an exposed low-level circulation center farther north than expected. The track has been shifted north to reflect the relocated center, end quote. Hawaii County Mayor Billy Kanoy, who was up all night with the civil defense personnel, was there to see the sudden change.
It was tracking directly towards Hilo, directly towards the middle of Hawaii Island, moving in a westerly direction but coming directly to our eastern shore. And that was the case at midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Right about 5:30 in the morning, we saw a dramatic shift in the modeling gone north, which is very surprising.
A tropical storm warning remained in effect, although at this point things were looking up for the Big Island. When Flossie began to move overland by midday, this was all she had left for Hilo. High surf was a concern. Take a look at the breakwall of Hilo Bay. And down at Honolulu Beach Park, thrill-seeking surfers and other onlookers were marveling at the power of Flossie as apparent in the Pacific Ocean. Big Island Video News filmed these scenes around 1:30 p.m.
Big hurricane swell, but it's it's dropping fast though now. This morning was pretty big, and then now is about half the size it was earlier, but still super fun.
Best of the year or no?
What do you think, Danny? No, we had another swell that was just epic earlier. Yeah.
In Kona, things looked a lot worse, judging by this footage captured by Visionary Video. Dark skies, wet roads, and swaying palm trees. Take a look at White Sands, La'aloa Beach Park. In South Kona, driving conditions were less than ideal. Here's a look at Konawaina Elementary School and Kailua Overlook. Kailua Village was a bit of a mess. Even as the storm conditions subsided for the rest of the island, Kailua-Kona continued to experience strong winds and moderate rains. They were prepared, though. Many businesses had taken the time to pile a few sandbags outside to avoid a flood damage. And it was a windy, rainy whiteout at Kalaoa off Mamalahoa Highway. In Waimea, there was some minor flooding here at the Parker Ranch Center, nothing these cars couldn't easily get through. There were a fair share of fallen branches about the road, some pretty substantial in size. Back in Hilo, evacuation centers like the one at Auntie Sally's Luau Hale were getting little use. And by late afternoon, the weather event was done. Civil Defense issued one final alert to the people of Hawaii County.
Tropical Storm Flossie has been downgraded to a tropical depression and is presently located approximately 145 miles northwest of Hilo. Although storm conditions have subsided and continue to improve, the Kailua-Kona area continues to experience strong winds and moderate rain. With the improvement in conditions, the mass transit bus service will resume operations effective 7:30 p.m. tonight with the Hilo to South Kohala Resort route, and return to a normal full schedule beginning tomorrow morning. All shelter facilities have been closed. In addition, all county parks and beach parks will be open tomorrow. The scheduled solid waste transfer stations and the Hilo and Pu'u'anohulu landfills will be reopened starting tomorrow morning. Although the impact of Tropical Storm Flossie may have been relatively moderate, the potential for serious and possibly life-threatening storm conditions were present. The Hawaii County Civil Defense would like to thank the community for your patience and cooperation and for doing your part to prepare for possible impact. This will be the final message unless conditions change, and once again, thank you for listening and have a safe evening. This is your Hawaii County Civil Defense.